So you know all these 2D shapes. You know your rectangles, your triangles, your circles, your squares, the whole shebang, but now you're being asked to find the area. Well, the area, just like the air inside this room, just as it fills the entire space, your area fills the entire space of a 2D shape. It's all that space that shape is taking up. So the way we describe the area, the way we find it, is by looking for how many little squares will fit inside that shape. How many squares will fill that entire space. So let's look at this. This rectangle here is 3 centimeters tall and 2 centimeters wide. If we split that into columns so we can see clearly those centimeters, we see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little squares inside that big rectangle. There are 6 square centimeters. We call that 6 centimeters squared. That's what the little 2 means on the end there. That means that's a square centimeter. This rectangle is 4 centimeters tall and 3 centimeters wide. So again, we'll split it up and we see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 square centimeters inside that rectangle. It's a 12 centimeter squared area. Now those of you who are really good at your times tables have probably noticed a bit of a pattern here between the lengths of a rectangle and the amount of space that they take up. We had a 3 centimeter by 2 centimeter rectangle that gave us 6 centimeters squared, and a 4 centimeter by a 3 centimeter rectangle that gave us 12 centimeters squared. 3 times 2 is 6 and 4 times 3 is 12. What it boils down to is when we want to find the area for a rectangle, we just have to multiply our height by our width. And that tells us how many of those little squares fit inside that shape. In a second, pause the video and have a go at these. Find the area, and if you have paper handy, jot down your workings. If not, say them out loud to help reinforce the strategy in your head. Pause the video now. Right, let's look back at the answers. For a rectangle with height 5 centimeters and width 3 centimeters, you multiply 5 by 3 and get 15 centimeters squared. For a rectangle with height 6 centimeters and width 5 centimeters, you multiply 6 by 5 and get 30 centimeters squared. For a rectangle with height 11 centimeters and width 3 centimeters, you multiply 11 by 3 and get 33 centimeters squared. Don't forget the units. It's really easy just to say, well, 11 times 3 is 33 and forget the centimeters squared. But it's important to say how big these little squares are. And if we're dealing with centimeters in our lengths, we're probably dealing with centimeters squared in our area. So how'd you do? If you got all 3, absolutely fantastic. You can probably move on to the next step, which is looking at the area of triangles. If you struggle, don't worry. Go back, have another look at the video, and if you're still struggling then, you go and find a teacher, and I'm sure they'll give you lots of time to help out.